Sunday Night Football, Giants, Saints, New Orleans trying to ride the legs of the deuce into the playoffs. Enjoy.
Jab, 96 power bang spot. Power play right up the middle. Break 2 tackles right there. He down the sideline. Visualize. Come on, Deuce. You gotta be the man. Whole career, they've questioned you. Can you be a leader? Are you durable? Can you take the pounding? Do you have the intensity? It's time to answer the questions.
This is dangerous.
Come on, Deuce.
Open up your head.
Focus. Gain that respect.
This is dangerous.
He's got McAllister behind the 10.
You don't think I'll run through you? I will. You don't think I'll run away from you?
Foot race, nobody should be able to catch him.
I will. You're one of the premier backs in the league, and you still get no respect. Come on, Deuce. Prove them wrong. Show them what you got.
This is dangerous.
The Saints are still alive for the playoffs, clinging to the hope that a strong finish will bring them a wild card. Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick. It's great to have you with us. The Giants' high hopes have been crushed this year by injuries. Of the opening day starters on offense, only 4 are able to play tonight. And quarterback Kerry Collins was added to that long list only a week ago. The Saints can get back to 500 tonight in what turns out to be a do-or-die game for them. To win, they'll need a big game out of Deuce McAllister, but then that's been his specialty. Until last week, he had 9 straight 100-yard games, one of the longest streaks in NFL history. He has been absolutely terrific all year, Joe.
Well, Mike, Deuce McAllister is one of those rare combinations of power, speed, and explosiveness. He truly is the heart and soul of New Orleans offense. The offense goes as he goes. And if he has a chance to run the football like they want him to tonight, then it's going to give Aaron Brooks the opportunity to go down the field with the play-action passes and put the one thing that's really been missing in this New Orleans offense back in it. That's big plays. And it all starts with Deuce McAllister, Mike. He's truly one of the great backs in this game.
All right, thank you, Joe. And as much as the Giants have struggled as a team this year, Michael Strahan has been his usual brilliant self, Paul.
Well, when the Giants are on defense, there's one constant, and that's the play of all-pro defensive end Michael Strahan. In his last 3 years, he's had 47.5 sacks. Now, you think he's one-dimensional pass rusher? No, he isn't. He can play the run just as well. He's going into this game tonight with 14 sacks. And I talked to Michael today. I said, what do you need to win? He said, it had nothing to do with sacks. He said, we have to stop the run. Specifically, Deuce McAllister. He said he is the toughest man in football to bring down.
Whole career, they've questioned you. Can you be a leader? Are you durable? Can you take the pounding? Do you have the intensity? It's time to answer the questions.
This is dangerous.
Come on, Deuce. Show them what you got.
Don't just give a gift. Give the good life. The holidays are here, so hurry into Sears and get him something for all his projects. Tools make the man.
This year, I'm gonna give him the ultimate workshop.
Happiness, a carbide-tipped blade, and a 5,000 RPM motor.
Sears is his favorite store.
The big tool sale at Sears. Hurry in for great savings on top brands including Craftsman, like this 5-drawer tool storage from Craftsman for $79.99. Give the good life.
Sometimes it feels like it could go on forever. At Hertz, we know exactly how you feel. That's why we developed Hertz #1 Club Gold. No lines, no paperwork, no waiting. And now, just rent 3 times and treat yourself to the Hertz free weekend. Go to Hertz.com for details.
Are you up for a challenge? Then log on to ESPN.com, keyword Porsche, and take the Porsche Performance Challenge. You could win a trip to Houston to celebrate the big game and have lunch with a football legend. Welcome back to the Superdome in New Orleans for the Giants and the Saints. Visa presents ESPN Skycam, innovative technology on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Visa Skycam provides some of the most unique and memorable images ever seen from angles no other single camera in the world can achieve. And we are excited to bring it to you every Sunday night. There are a lot of NFL head coaches on the hot seat right now, including Jim Fossil, and he's with our Susie Colbert.
Well, Mike, it's a week in which Dan Reeves opted not to stick around because he was told he would be fired. Everyone's talking about the writing is on the wall for you. What's your philosophy of coaching in a situation like you're in?
Well, Susie, I mean, it happens around the league a lot of times, and I love my job. I want to win a game, and I'm working as hard as I've ever worked in my life, and I can't concern myself with everything else.
How do you stay so calm?
Well, I've been doing this a long time, and I've been coaching in New York a long time, and you know you have to get through the tough times or you'll never survive in this profession. And so it's just no matter how good or bad the times are, you've got to remain constant, you got to remain the same.
What did you tell your players to play for tonight?
I said go out and have fun. We got a lot of new guys in there, Jesse Palmer at quarterback. We'll go out and have fun. We do this because we love it. And so just go out and enjoy yourself, play hard, play smart, and have a little fun and get excited about it, and let's go win a game.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
The Giants playing for pride and respect tonight, and they know they can knock the Saints out of the playoffs tonight. Kickoff is next.
Plain and simple. This is a blessing, boy. Yes, sir. It's a blessing, boy. All right? Let's go out here. Bust our ass to the wall. Bust your ass, all right? If you bust your ass, you bust yours, everybody bust their ass across the board, we're gonna be all right.
Give me a stock rating based on facts, and I'll decide what to buy and sell.
Schwab Equity Ratings can help you do just that.
Now, let's be realistic. There are some stocks that should be sold.
It's a better way to help you decide what to buy and what to sell. And right now, we'll send you a free sample of Schwab Equity Ratings for 3 stocks of your choice.
I just want to get an objective point of view about the stocks I'm considering.
Call 1-888-8-SCHWAB to get your 3 free Schwab Equity Ratings and to find out how you can get up to 25 commission-free trades. Get a clear perspective on your investment decisions.
ESPN welcomes you to the following presentation of the National Football League.
Welcome back to New Orleans. The starters for the Pro Bowl will be announced this Thursday on ESPN. Throughout our game tonight, we'll be asking for your opinion on the best of the best. As far as Pro Bowl running backs, who should be the starter? You have 5 choices in the NFC. You have 5 more choices in the AFC. So when you look at the names, you might be able to eliminate 1 out of each list, but the other 4 are going to give you trouble. You'll be able to vote on several positions tonight. You can vote right now on the running backs by logging on to ESPN.com. We will give you the results later.
How about Clinton Portis with 22 touchdowns running the football? How unbelievable is that?
Priest Holmes.
Priest Holmes, I'm sorry. Clinton Portis had a good day last week. He had 5 last week.
He almost had 22.
See, I'm already confused, and we haven't even started voting yet.
Is that going to be difficult?
Michael Lewis deep to receive the kickoff from Matt Bryant as the Saints will get the ball first, and we are underway in New Orleans. Lewis from the 10. And the former beer truck driver across the 35, blasted out of bounds by the kicker, Matt Bryant, who got in a wicked shot and then wants to woof about it.
You know, you have to understand one thing about these Giants now. They're missing a whole lot of people. When you're missing a whole lot of people, you got a whole bunch of new people also on special teams. And you really have to hustle. Look at the end of this play. You're going to see that's a kicker, folks. Now, that's what I call hustle.
Nothing wrong with that.
Saints start from their own 36-yard line. Deuce McAllister is the single setback behind Aaron Brooks. And Brooks to throw on first down. Rifles incomplete. That looked like it was tipped by Dhani Jones, the linebacker, dropping into coverage. Injuries have hurt the Saints' offensive line. Rookie Montre Holland, who has started for the last month, is an outstanding run blocker. Joe Horn has been to 3 straight Pro Bowls and coincidentally posted the best 3 yards for a receiver in Saints history. And Deuce McAllister is a lock for another Pro Bowl with over 1,400 yards on the ground. He's also New Orleans' second leading receiver.
1,800 yards from line of scrimmage for the Deuceman.
and that's the best. Brooks short set. Out in the flat, completes the toss up to about the 45. Take a look at the Giants defense led by All-Pro Michael Strahan, who comes into the weekend with 14 sacks, second in the NFL. Veteran middle linebacker Mike Barrow leads the team in tackles, has already broken his own club record for stops. And rookie 6th-round draft choice Frank Walker pressed into the lineup because of injury. His big plays have been a bonus for this club.
And if you don't recognize a lot of those guys on defense, don't feel bad, folks. We don't either.
Wait till we get to the offense.
Terrell Smith, the fullback, who usually lines up in front of Deuce McAllister, is a late scratch tonight because of a jaw infection. So Terrell is the only fullback on the roster.
Well, the only problem is that leaves you with Deuce McAllister and Lamar Smith as the only 2 running backs. Neither really is a true fullback. So when New Orleans gets into third down situations, look for an offensive lineman or a tight end to be the lead back.
First down for the Saints. Brooks gives to McAllister, who plows his way toward midfield. They're really down at running back because Kajana Carter got hurt. He's on IR. Fred McAfee is out with a bad ankle, and James Fenderson is out with a bad foot.
The other thing is, Mike, is when you look at the Saints, they really want to run the football with Deuce, but if there's one strong point left on the Giant football team, it's the front 7. It's their line and linebackers. I think if the Saints are going to have success, it's going to be working against that Giant secondary.
Pathan and Horn are the wideouts. 3 of the Giants secondary, 3 of the 4 gone. Now Brooks is going to unload. Horn, touchdown! And he got inside of Ralph Brown, the 4th-year corner, who's playing because Will Allen is hurt.
Joe, if you want to see a guy launch a ball, this is what Aaron Brooks did. He just threw it as far as he could throw it and had it hang in the air and let Horn go get it.
And that's the thing. Joe Horn has struggled a little bit with deep balls. Aaron Brooks, we've seen, has had the ball come out on a couple of occasions. Both of these guys needed this play. Little play action fake. You see a good job by keeping Michael Strahan just enough away so that Aaron can launch it. And then Joe Horn goes up and makes a play against Ralph Brown.
Boy, that's good coverage by Brown, but a great throw and a great catch. The 24th time Aaron Brooks and Joe Horn have hooked up for a touchdown, and that is the 2nd highest total for any teammate in Saints history. Bobby Hebert and Eric Martin now tied with them for first.
Introducing the first SUV with a power sliding rear roof.
Whoa.
The new GMC Envoy XUV. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
Can't taste my beer. I can't taste my beer.
I can't taste my beer.
I can't taste my beer!
I can't taste my beer.
I can't taste my beer! I can't taste my beer!
Next time, try the light beer that actually tastes like beer. Great tasting, less filling, Miller Lite. Good call.
Shopping for your wife?
Yeah, after what happened last year, I need to get her something really nice.
Thank you, sweetie.
Ta-da!
What? You think I'm fat?
No.
You know, we've got a lot of great gift ideas. Movies, digital cameras, plasma TVs.
Plasma. They're thin, right?
Thousands of possibilities. Get yours. Best Buy.
ESPN Thursday Night Hockey. Bitter rivals clash in New York. Or Chris Pronger leads the Blues against the Sharks. The NHL on ESPN, made in America. Regional coverage, Islanders, Rangers, or Sharks Blues. 8 Eastern, Thursday on ESPN.
Well, that one didn't take long, did it? 5 plays, 64 yards, 50 of the 64 coming on the final play. The bomb from Brooks to Horn. and it's 7-0 New Orleans.
Aaron Brooks is having really the best year of his career and has continued to improve. Just had some very, very unfortunate things happen.
Brian Mitchell, who has more return yards than anyone who ever played the game, takes it at the 5. This has not been a great year for Brian Mitchell. He is decked at the 20.
Well, Mike, on that last play, a little play action fake. You see, that's Ralph Brown up top. There's Joe Horn. This is simple. Little play action fake to hold the safety in the middle. Let Joe take it up top. Aaron gets outside. Good block up front. And then he just throws it as far as he can. Welcome to the Olympics, folks. This is a javelin throw. And it's gone a long way. Now watch Joe Horn go up and get it. This is what you have to do as a receiver to protect your quarterback. Go up and get the ball.
The Giants start from their own 22, and Tiki Barber gets the first carry, picks up maybe a yard, stuffed by Grant and Cedric Hodge. The Giants' offensive line has only 2 original starters left. David Deal has been polished and impressive as a rookie. Amani Toomer is only 76 yards short of another 1,000-yard season after setting franchise record for yards and catches last year. And Tiki Barber already over 1,000 for the 3rd time. He has now gained more total yards than any New York Giant ever. Barber on the toss. Only gets to the 25. The Saints sack leader is Charles Grant. He has 7 this season, matching his rookie total from last year. Cedric Hodge missed several weeks with a broken bone in his leg. They missed his combination of size and speed. And Jay Bellamy, who lost his job in the preseason, got it back due to injury and proved he can still play. He's leading the team in tackles. 3rd and 7 for the New York Giants.
And this is where you do not want to have an inexperienced quarterback like Jesse Palmer in a dome that's real loud.
I got to believe they have to come after him.
I got to believe he's got to call timeout.
Jesse James Palmer in his first career start. He played in relief of Kerry Collins a week ago.
Nothing says welcome home better than a beautiful door and entryway. Make a beautiful first impression with doors from A1 Building Supply. Paintable steel and fiberglass, pre-finished and unfinished, A1 has it all. No job is too large or too small. Commercial and residential, A1 Building Supply can help. With a large selection and the lowest prices in the valley, A1 Building Supply is the place to call. A1 Building Supply does more than drywall. A1 Building Supply in Benwood.
Have you been hunting for a great deal on a new or pre-owned truck? Then Welty Buick Pontiac GMC is your best shot. Set your sights on the powerful Sierra, dependable with loads of options. Or perhaps the popular Sonoma Crew Cab, right on target for your various needs. And don't forget to check out our 17th Street lot, where you'll find a great selection and save some bucks. Remember, no camouflage at Welty's, just great deals.
Look at all the great stuff I got from CA House Music. An electric guitar package, only $149. Complete drum sets, only $349. Grand pianos from $3,995. And acoustic guitars, only $69.
All right, Grinch, but what about the kids?
Yeah, Grinch, what about us?
Don't worry, Santa. CA House has great deals for everyone this holiday season.
Everyone?
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by GMC. We are professional grade. And Best Buy. Thousands of possibilities. Get yours.
Bourbon Street in New Orleans, one of the great places on the face of the earth in the heart of the French Quarter. It was named after the French family that was originally in charge of New Orleans during colonial times, the Bourbons.
The Bourbons.
Well, that's in charge now.
The Bourbons. Yes, I didn't realize that. It's the English translation of Bourbon is Bourbons.
3rd and long for Jesse Palmer. Blitz coming. The Giants pick it up. Underneath to Willie Ponder, the rookie out of Southeast Missouri State, only his 3rd catch of the year, and Fred Thomas was there to cover him up short of the first down.
You know, it's a terrible situation to put Jesse Palmer in, is anytime third and anything over 2. I'm serious. You can't put him in anything but 3rd and 1.
But I'll tell you, he looked a lot more calm in that situation than he did at any point in the quarter and a half he played last week.
Fiegels now playing his 254th straight game, the longest of any active player. Lewis has the seam. Lewis to the 48. Let's go to Susie.
And Mike, you'd never know it from the play in the last series that Joe Horn and his quarterback Aaron Brooks haven't been on the same page. They've had some misunderstandings. They've had some problems. But I talked to Joe before the game, and he said they aired things out. He said he did criticize Aaron for some of his throws and some of his decisions, but when he went back and looked at the film, he realized that it wasn't always Aaron's fault. He apologized. In fact, he went so far as to go to Aaron's house last Sunday night to try to apologize in person. Joe said he has thrown selfish out the window. They're on the same page. Sometimes it's good to air things out, literally.
Susie, it's nice to hear somebody changing their attitude, isn't it? Screen, deuce. To about the 41-yard line. Should be enough for a first down. Omar Stoutmeyer, the only remaining starter in that secondary from opening day, made the tackle.
You know, I talked to Michael Strahan this morning about Deuce McAllister, and one thing he said about him is he's one of the hardest guys to bring down. The other thing about him is he does not go backwards. When he runs with the football, whether it's on a screen pass or a handoff, he's always going forward.
Dante Stallworth has checked into the lineup, and that is a welcome sign for the Saints as McAllister is hit in the backfield and taken down. There's also a marker on the play. Stallworth, one of the outstanding talents in the National Football League, has missed about 2 months this year with quad and ankle injuries.
They're calling holding against the Giants.
Holding, number 75, defense, 5-yard penalty, automatic first down.
It's been a big point of emphasis this year. Defensive linemen used to be able to get away with grabbing, pulling guards, or grabbing 2 guys and take them out of the play.
It's also in the last couple of games been a big problem for Keith Hamilton. He's committed some very, very critical penalties. Had one last week, a roughing the passer penalty, say that 3 times fast, on a 3rd and short in the Redskin game. And this is what sort of haunted the Giants all year, is crucial mistakes at crucial times in games.
They are tied for, or they have the 2nd most penalties called on them this year, more than 8 a ball game. Brooks back to throw, rifles this one complete for about 8 yards, and that's caught by Boo Williams, the tight end, who's in there because Ernie Conwell is injured. Been a good year for Boo Williams.
One of the problems that Aaron Brooks has had is having the ball come out. As he cocks his arm, the ball has come flying out. Actually, it's only happened 3 times this year, as it did last. But the problem is it's come in critical games. One against Carolina, one against Tampa last week. When he tries to rush a throw and get it up too quick, he has a tendency to lose it. You saw how composed he was on that.
4 out of 5 for 77 yards so far. Now he's going for another one, and Stallworth bobbled the ball. Couldn't keep it in bounds.
Well, this is a good call. You know, when you say about a job that the officials have, what they have to do is you have to make sure that the guy catches the ball. Second thing are his feet in bounds, both feet in bounds. Now, here is just an excellent call. Watch this throw. If he catches it now, he may come down. He would have been in bounds, but he bobbled the ball on the way out right there.
Well, he may have gotten 2 down after all.
No,
you know?
He doesn't have control when he hits the ground, though. The ball actually winds up. The ball actually comes out when he hits the ground.
Hazlitt has thrown the flag.
The first part of that replay, it looked like he didn't get both feet down from the other angle. It looked like he did.
The ruling on the field.
But then there's the point of control.
No, he doesn't have control of the ball when he hits the ground.
We'll check it with Pete Morelli when we come back.
Let us read from the playbook, the King James playbook, and Basketball Chosen One asked the soul of the game for court vision. And it was granted to him. Can I get a layup? Layup! The Chosen One didn't ask for hops. Coach Reverend, right? He didn't ask for handles. Why did the Chosen One ask for Court Vision. I'm going to tell you why. Just listen. He wanted glory for the team. I feel the soul of the game coming over me.
Multifunctional, adaptable, retractable. It's the sport utility with more utility. The new GMC Encore XUV. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to. GMC Professional Grade Engineering.
The great NFL moments continue with the celebration of ESPN's 200th NFL telecast and a special Saturday night game between the Patriots and the Jets. Double coverage weekend kicks off Saturday at 8 p.m. with NFL Primetime on ESPN.
We're at the Superdome in New Orleans where the Saints have an early lead over the Giants, 7-0. Referee Pete Morelli is checking out the video replays and the challenge. Here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the receiver did not have complete control of the ball with the second foot on the ground. It's an incomplete pass. The ruling on the field stands. New Orleans will be charged a timeout.
Very nice.
That is the change in the rule that really defines what a catch is.
Yeah. And I think it's a very good addition
I do too.
to receptions on the sidelines. Matter of fact, we saw it today in the Buffalo game on the catch in the end zone for the 2-point by Bobby Shaw. When he tried to bring the ball up to show the official he had it, it came out of his hand.
Jim Haslett now in his 4th season at only 3 games above 500. He has the second best winning percentage in his franchise history behind Jim Mora. McAllister on the little delay tries to get to the outside and does. And is picked up and planted by Frank Walker. The other corner, Ralph Brown, aggravated a shoulder injury, and right now he's not there.
All right, you talk about strength of McAllister. Watch Keith Hamilton, 75, with one arm try to grab him. That isn't even fair. And now when you look at this guy, they try to grab him with an arm. You can't. You better lock him up. He's big. He's strong. That's Stottmeyer, number 23, that tries to tackle him with one arm. You're not going to do that. Not this guy.
Ike Charlton, the 4-year veteran, is in at a corner for Ralph Brown. Brooks, a bullet caught by Joe Horn. Oh, that thing had some heat on it.
It's called defensive reception.
Yeah.
Hang on, Joe.
That's like watching Michael Vick throw the ball last week and Peerless Price try and catch it. Joe Horn has really struggled a bit this year down the field with some balls. He's let a few of them get away. And when I had a chance to visit with him on Friday, it seems like everything is starting to come together for the Saints. They're just trying to hope that it's not too late.
Well, this is a must-win game for them. They lose, they're eliminated from any hope of making the playoffs. McAllister again hit in the backfield. And Keith Hamilton led the charge. Hamilton is a guy who may not be around next year, especially if Jim Fossil is let go.
Oh, when you look at the pit and you see what Hamilton has to do, watch how Hamilton, number 75, gets himself squared up with Deuce McAllister. And this is the way you have to tackle him. Look at, he's got his whole body in front. He uses all of his weight. There's just no place for McAllister to go.
And you have to gang tackle him. Also, what you're going to see here on 3rd down, and we're going to show you this for both teams tonight, you'll see a red line. That line is the line of scrimmage. So it gives you a perspective of just how far the team has to go for the 1st down, which would be the yellow line.
Very nice, Joe.
Thank you.
Brooks short set, now scrambles. Stallworth open inside the 10, makes the catch. That will be a 1st down.
Brooks had 2 shots.
Now they say incomplete.
Well, he had 2 shots. He could have run with the ball.
Well, that's what a little bit of rust will do for you. Dante Stallworth really hasn't played in about 2 months. He's had a boot on his foot now. Jim Haslett may get another chance at another try here. Now it's a good call by the official.
That ball's out.
Good call by the official. Good teamwork.
Watch that ball come out of the back. When you don't have
let me play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
If his right hand, which appeared to be under the ball, no,
it was not.
All right.
Appeared is the key word for you.
It always is.
Whoa, he's
John Carney with a 35-yard field goal. Don't worry, I'll get him back. Carney delivers, and it's 10-0 New Orleans.
As a United Way volunteer, Darren Howard helps out in a drama program that helps kids express themselves.
Action.
Badges? We don't need any stinking badges.
Now, that was a good one.
Affordable quality since 1924.
Hi, I'm Bill Herman from H.E. Newman Company, your local authorized carrier dealer. You could save up to $650 when you purchase a reliable and efficient carrier indoor comfort system.
For heating, for cooling, for service too. H.E. Newman will take care of you.
H.E. Newman Company, your residential heating and cooling experts.
Buffalo Wild Wings is more than the best wings. It's the place to be for burgers, wraps, salads, and more. Buffalo Wild Wings is the place to watch big sporting events, your favorite college and pro football teams on the big screen. It's the place to be for casual dining or a night on the town with your friends. Tuesday is 30-cent wing night. Wednesday is 50-cent legs. Thursday and late night Saturday are karaoke nights. Buffalo Wild Wings, Ohio Valley Plaza, St. Clairsville. Buffalo Wild Wings, the place to be.
Morristown Pharmacy and Home Care, keeping you well at home.
If you are looking for mobility and freedom, Morristown Pharmacy and Home Care can provide a customized wheelchair to meet your need. In addition to standard mobility products, Morristown Pharmacy and Home Care specializes in custom wheelchair fitting and seating. Call today for an appointment with our certified technician at the store or in your home.
Morristown Pharmacy and Home Care, keeping you well at home.
Saints with a quick lead over Jesse Palmer, making his first career start for the New York Giants. A down year for Brian Mitchell, one of the great return men in the history of this game. This year, a 23.1. He is only 35th in the National Football League in returns. It sure is. 14th season for Brian Mitchell. From the 4. Breaks a tackle. That looks more like the old Brian Mitchell out to the 32.
Yeah, they are fighting.
Next Saturday night at 8 o'clock Eastern, watch NFL Primetime, and they'll catch you up on all the day's action. Then Tom Brady and the Patriots head to New York to battle Chad Pennington and the Jets on ESPN's 200 NFL telecast at 8:30. Then the next night, it's Sunday Night Football as the Broncos take on the Colts. We get the 201 in a hurry.
Yeah, it took
20 hours later.
Took Dan Reeves a long time to get to 201.
Yes, it did.
We're going there quickly.
We'll have some fun with that, too. Hope you can join us for that on Saturday night. And then a great game on Sunday night. From the 21, Jesse Palmer with a pump fake. Now under pressure, escapes one, but not the rest. Jesse Palmer came off the bench last week to relieve the injured Kerry Collins, whose franchise best 67th consecutive start ended there, and he was sacked 5 times in about a quarter and a half. Just pummeled.
And what you saw on that play was, first of all, you see Kerry Collins, but then he didn't have his receiver, and when you don't, you've got to get out of there. You just can't stand in the pocket.
Barber. Nice cutback to get something out of it back to the original line of scrimmage.
Well, we had a chance to sit with Jesse Palmer today, and the reason we sat with him today was because they had all kinds of problems, the Giants did, getting into New Orleans last night. So when he walks in the room, he was talking as fast as anybody I have ever been around. I mean, he was going 90 miles an hour. And then we said, are you going to be all right for this game? Oh, sure, I'll be fine. I think he's still a little bit speeded up.
He is the first Canadian-born player ever to start a game at quarterback in the NFL. His dad, Bill, was the star in the CFL with the Ottawa Rough Riders. Barber makes the catch, fumbled the ball.
No.
Now they're saying incomplete. And boy, that's been a problem for Tiki Barber. putting the ball on the ground, but they're saying that one was incomplete.
But just remember, you have to, once you catch the ball, you have to make a football play. There it is. Tiki Barber, he's tucking the ball away, and then the ball is coming out the back. Boy, I'll tell you what.
And did you see Jim Fossil? He said, hurry up, get the punt team out there.
I don't think he ever really has a chance to make a play on that. And remember, if you're going to review it, it's got to be irrefutable evidence.
Fans are groaning at the instant the replay's up on the board. Feagles to kick it away. It's short, and Lewis will not have an opportunity to return. So a ragged start for the New York Giants. They are down 10-0 early to the homestanding Saints.
Introducing the first SUV with a power sliding rear roof.
Whoa.
The new GMC Envoy XUV. Professional grade engineering. It's not more than you need, just more than you're used to.
In your eyes, there's only one woman in the world. This Christmas, celebrate her. A diamond is forever.
I know people I know, and I love you, Leon, but I don't believe you.
Brilliantly executed.
Just tell me the truth, and that'll be that with that.
The best new drama of the year. Line of Fire, ABC Tuesday. Viewer discretion is strongly advised.
Giants trying to plot a little strategy on the offense on the sideline. Their offense has gone nowhere.
And that's a lot of their offense dressed in street clothes, and Kerry Collins to your left of Tiki Barber, who got hurt last week.
Saints already with a 10-0 lead, and Aaron Brooks is looking for more. Too high for Horn. He was well covered.
That one was high, but he's been hot. He's been 5 for 8 up to that point, and here's just a nice flip outside to Deuce McAllister. And what he's really doing is he's getting himself set, he's keeping himself under control, and then he's making the good decisions. Give Joe Horn a chance to get up and make a play on it. Aaron Brooks is playing right now very much within himself. And when we had a chance to talk to him about some of the problems that have been perceived for him, he said, look, I just have to go out and be myself and not worry about it. I think that's a healthy approach.
Four-man rush, little swing. McAllister makes one move, picked him up 3 or 4 yards. Let's go to Susie.
And Mike, Aaron Brooks has worked really hard to be a team leader, a challenge made tougher considering he's soft-spoken, he's got that laid-back personality, and all the struggles this team has endured. But we asked him, you know, how he's handled all the personalities and all the emotions. He said you have to be a professional regardless, even if your teammates aren't always acting that way. He described himself as a submissive leader, which he said means you got to get your point across without stepping on too many toes. He said there's a fine line of understanding. It's about communication. You also have to be able to accept criticism yourself.
And Susie, he has grown in that area. There has been a lot of criticism of him here in New Orleans as that pass is incomplete to Stallworth. Third time he's gotten his hands on the ball and been unable to hold it. Charlton in the coverage.
I just think it's rust for Dante Stallworth. Here's a guy who had 8 touchdowns last year, was really the big play receiver for them, and has not really been on the field to be able to contribute in that capacity. But the fact that he's out there and working himself back through it, and that Jim Hassel has decided to play him, I think is good. He could be one of those guys like a Torrey Holt or an Isaac Bruce that just really blossom in their third year.
Oh. Berger. Mitchell No fair catch. Taken down at the 16.
Shining star for you to see.
Well, we asked you who should be the starter in the Pro Bowl. First, the results in the NFC. Green Bay's Amon Green with 36.6%. New Orleans Deuce McAllister, you're seeing right now, at 23.9%. How about in the AFC? Priest Holmes, the highest vote getter, 38.4%. Clinton Portis, who had another great game. And Jamal Lewis, who leads the NFL in rushing, finishes third in that poll.
And he's got a shot for 2,000.
Yes, he does.
1,747 yards he has. And we'll see him in the last weekend.
Final weekend. And they may be fighting for their lives in that game. Tiki Barber. Nice cut to get outside, and then horse-collared.
Michael, we had a chance to talk to Tiki Barber today, and one of the things I posed to him, I said, in the worst-case scenario, Tiki, what if you can't run the ball tonight? What if you're unable to? And they put 8 men up there and stop it. He said, we have to run the ball. I said, well, okay, but what if you can't? He said, we have to run the ball.
No, there's no question.
So we have to run the ball.
He's right. They have to run the football.
Period.
It's already gone over 1,000 yards this year, and I said Jesse Palmer was the first Canadian to start in the NFL. I didn't finish the sentence since Mark Rippon. Now Barber out of the backfield has a first down out of the 29-yard line.
And if I were the New Orleans Saints defense, I just concentrate everything I have on Tiki Barber, because Tiki Barber is going to touch the ball, whether it's running with the ball or catching the ball, more than anybody on this team.
Well, I think what happens there is you give him the football, then you run some play action, and then you let him work against the linebackers of the New Orleans Saints, who aren't necessarily all that quick. Orlando Ruff's a big guy at 6'3" and 250 in the middle.
Barber, nothing. The center of that line just immovable for the Saints.
You know, everybody talks about Tiki Barber fumbling the football, and that he does. And he said everybody has got things that they tell me why I'm fumbling and not. And all I asked him was today, I said, you know, when you play on a team where you're not winning and you struggle because you are trying to do something you can't do, and you try to get the extra 2 yards, you kind of forget about the ball. And that, you know, that's just part of it.
And it's even more difficult for him now with all the parts that they're missing. Palmer on a roll, throws and throws it away.
Yeah, but you know what I liked about Palmer that time is he moved around and threw the ball away. Let me go back to Tiki Barber for a second. There was an article written in the preseason discussing the fact that he put the ball on the ground. Last year, I believe, against the Eagles, he fumbled 5 times, lost 3 of them. It all came in one big bunch for him. And so it really got into his head, and it started to bother him. He found himself in games covering up the ball, running through the line of scrimmage with 2 hands on the ball. Finally, Jim Fossil, his head coach, called him in and says, Tiki, you can't be that way. You've got to go out and be yourself. He just has to make sure that the elbow stays in at contact. That's where his problems come in.
Well, it's been another tough year for him, Joe. He's fumbled 8 times and lost 6. Barber on the draw, and the New Orleans Saints send Kenny Smith right through a gap.
Mike, when you look at the pit, look at what the New Orleans Saints do, and look at their defensive line. They're all in the middle. They all blitz up the middle. There's just no place for Tiki Barber to run. I don't care. You cannot run in there. Kenny Smith hits him 2 yards deep in the backfield.
And one of the things that Ken Venturi did, the defensive coordinator, he only had 3 down linemen, and he's using Cedric Hodge, number 52, as either a rusher or a cover guy. Give him a different look, young quarterback.
Eagles to kick to Lewis. Nice punt. Lewis from the 25 and takes it to the 32.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Mike Patrick along with Joe Theismann, and it's great to have you with us tonight on ESPN.
Taylor is lined up on the side opposite where he normally rushes.
Pepper Johnson with a late blitz, and they got him. He and Taylor at the 5. 5 sacks for the Giants.
In that ball game, LT had 10 tackles, 3 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and also in that game, We had some serious hair.
Yeah, we did.
You're starting to show a lot more face. You don't have to.
Don't you talk about showing face.
Yeah, you're the last guy.
To talk about that.
You're the last guy. I mean, you have more face than anybody I ever worked with. Well, no, Vitale.
That was down here in New Orleans in our second season. I'll never forget Lawrence Taylor. I was talking to him on the field before that. He couldn't lift his arm. And then he went out and played the game of a lifetime.
Sure did.
I mean, that's how just unbelievably dominant he was in that football game.
And we have had so many great moments through 17 years and 200 games. We'll share a lot of those with you next week.
You've been all 200.
I have.
As has members of our crew.
Brooks, screen, McAllister. Across the 45 to the 46. First down, Saints. You know, he's listed at 221 pounds. He looks so much bigger than that.
He looks so much bigger in street clothes when you see next to him, but he looks really trim in his uniform. Now look at here. When he catches, you talk about quick feet. That was a move back to the inside to the opening to pick up the first down.
He wanted to have 60 catches this year. He felt like he could have 60. He's at 55 now. He really is. And he's only in his third year. That's the thing that's amazing.
Brooks under pressure, throws it away. There wasn't anyone close except Cornelius Griffin, who was putting the pressure on. The ball actually got within about 5 yards of Boo Williams, so it's not going to be intentional grounding.
I love when a guy makes a sack, puts his hand up, hit me. Nobody blocked him, Cornelius.
You know what I really like about this, though, is the way the officials worked here. Here comes the pressure right up the middle. Now, he's trying to get it to Boo. He gets hit and gets it out. But the official came up and talked to the referee and said, look, there was somebody in there. It wasn't intentional ground. That's just nice teamwork by the officials.
We're getting near the end of the season. He's starting to brown-nose the officials now.
You brown-nose in the beginning, not at the end.
I know, but you're reversing it.
Well, good job.
Well, he wants to be invited to the officials' New Year's party.
I think I blew that chance a long time ago.
Yeah. 28 seconds to go first quarter. Let's go to Susie Culver.
Well, guys, you're talking about the success of Deuce McAllister. When a running back is having that kind of season, then you also have to credit the offensive line. You can be sure they're playing with cohesiveness. And these Big Ten guys, the starters and the backups, insist that you can't know people just by coming to work. So every Thursday night, they gather for dinner, some serious eating and talking. And left tackle Wayne Gandy said, he's one of the leaders, that the game is about squeezing out that little bit of extra that you have to know about the guy next to you. They alternate picking up the tab for dinner, close to about $1,000 every Thursday night.
I think I would be absent on my turn to pick up the tab.
Yeah, but you wouldn't be absent for all the other time, do you?
No.
I know how much you enjoy food.
2nd and 10. It's starting to get very personal in here. Loose ball. Brooks had 4 fumbles a week ago, lost 3. Now he's lost another one.
Well, and anytime there's a quarterback-center exchange, if the ball gets up from the center, then it's on the quarterback. And that time the Giants just really came up the middle hard after Aaron Brooks.
That's Dhani Jones with the recovery.
Here comes the blitz. The ball gets into Aaron Brooks' hands. He just drops it. Jerry Fontenot doesn't have a problem getting it up. And the ball just comes out. That's all on Aaron Brooks.
And Jim Haslett said if the problems continue, he would not hesitate to go to the bench.
That's Mike McCarthy, the offensive coordinator, having a conversation with him.
Giants trying to get something going as they start with great field position.
I understand what Jim Fossil, the head coach and the offensive coordinator of the Giants, is trying to do. But what he's got to throw the football on 1st and 10 for Jesse Palmer. He just can't let him get into 2nd and 9s, 3rd and 8s, and try and throw the football. He's playing right into the Saints' hands if he does that.
That's the end of the first quarter, and the Saints have a 10-0 lead on the Giants.
There are places that I know where people they can go to play their favorite game. Let's call it out by name. It's America's game, the one and only Powerball. is West Virginia's game. It's America's game. The one and only Powerball.
Marhefka's of Wheeling is celebrating the biggest takeover payment sale of the year. We've just received a new shipment of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, expanding our inventory to over 350 cars.
Our lenders have combined for this one-week test market to allow quick and easy financing for everyone. Check out this 2003 Chevy Cavalier starting at $119 per month.
Or this 2003 Old Valero starting at $155 per month. Stop in this week and take advantage of a once-in-a-lifetime event. Marhefka's of Wheeling, Ogilvy exit, turn left, go 100 yards.
There's something extra you can count on at Citizens Bank: exceptional customer service. Our experienced loan officers are experts in providing you with the best individual loan solution. We tailor the loan to your needs and make the decision locally, as well as service the loan locally after it is closed. We're right here for you when you have a question. Whatever your needs, mortgage, auto loan, line of credit, or business investment, we can help you. Citizens, providing exceptional customer service every day just for you.
10-0 Saints as we're ready to start the second quarter, and we'd like to know who you think should be the Pro Bowl starter at quarterback. Here are your 5 choices in the NFC. And Donovan McNabb about as hot as it gets right now for the Philadelphia Eagles. In the AFC, boy, I'll tell you what. Brady, Manning, and McNair having brilliant seasons. John Kitna has been unreal. So is Trent Green.
Can we take 5?
Manning only had 5 touchdowns today.
Another off day for Peyton.
Had 6 in the game we had them here in New Orleans. Palmer. 30, 20. Out of bounds at the 12.
Now that's what you were talking about in the first quarter. If you don't have anybody open, pull it down and get out of there.
And watch what he does. Be decisive. Nobody here. Okay, gone. Now look, he looks over his left shoulder, doesn't feel the pressure. Now he does a very smart thing. He doesn't try and pick up extra yards. He just takes up for the sidelines. That's something that Kerry Collins cannot add to this offense. Now make no mistake, Kerry Collins is the quarterback, but Jesse Palmer's athletic ability makes a difference when you're struggling with the young offensive line.
Picked up 26 yards on that scramble. Flag is down as Dorsey Levens took it to the 10.
He's looking downfield. You see the blitz coming, and now he takes off up the field. Orlando Ruff almost had him, and then he just looks over his shoulder.
Holding, number 63 in the offense. 10-yard penalty, still first down.
It's left guard Scott Peters, who got his first NFL start last week.
He should be playing center.
He really is a center. But of course, everybody up there on the offensive line is somewhat new. Talking to the coaches with the Giants, they said when Bill Parcells, because the Giants play the Cowboys next week, he's going to look at this film and want to know where all the starters are. He says, I don't want to look at training camp film.
Exactly.
Where you've got all these guys that really weren't on the roster. They're there now.
1st and 20. And now movement up front, and Palmer goes down, and the Giants react angrily to that, coming back trying to protect their quarterback.
Well, let me tell you something. There was no whistle blown, and Jonathan Sullivan was in the backfield. That whistle should have been blown. He just kept on coming, and he hit the quarterback, and that's what you're supposed to do.
And Kerry Collins was hurt on a similar play a week ago when the whistle blew. Nobody heard it. And he gets a high ankle sprain and is done.
Well, they claim that the wind was blowing and nobody could see it. On this particular play, there's very little wind in here. In this dome.
Well, that's a great observation. You're getting better as the year goes on.
Got a feel for it.
I know.
Of course, Kerry Collins he said he'd like to try and come back at some point.
Offside encroachment, number 97 of the defense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And that's all it was. Jonathan Sullivan, look at 97. He's offside. There's no whistle blowing. Everybody's moving. He hits the quarterback. It's perfectly legal.
Yeah, well, but
they disagree.
I love
they do. I love that they went to defend him.
When offensive linemen come in and defend your quarterback, and they want to take care of this guy. Remember, all these guys have really run the scout team together. There aren't a whole lot of starters on that Giant offense.
Now it's 1st and 15 after that penalty. Palmer dumps it off. Dorsey Levens inside the 10 and out of bounds. Taken down by Derek Rogers.
You know, he does have presence in the pocket, this young man, and he's very confident. And Joe asked him today, as you watch him, he said, what is your best attribute? And he said, I'm smart. And then he proceeded to say, I really hope I don't do anything dumb.
Yeah, this is a nice job. You'll notice he focuses downfield. He looks at the downfield routes, and then he dumps the ball off. Now, he doesn't have the full complement of plays that would be available to Kerry Collins, but he's doing very well with the ones he has available to him.
Dorsey Levens hitting the backfield, taken down at the 8. Jay Bellamy up from his safety spot to make the tackle. Let's go to Susie.
And guys, after being smart, Jesse said the number 2 thing was his passion for the game. He loves the game so much, he says he'd play for free. And after all, he comes from the true football family. His dad played in the CFL for 7 years in the early 70s. His brother is playing at Notre Dame. He has dreamed of this night since he was 7 years old, when he was looking around the walls of his bedroom at all the quarterbacks' posters on his walls, and Joe Montana was on the ceiling.
On the ceiling, that's good. And now we have a penalty against the Saints, a personal foul call. It will move the ball half the distance to the goal. And Darren Howard is the guilty party. He's pleading his case.
And look at you. If you look at Darren Howard's hands, he has dislocated fingers on one hand. He has a wrist that has been operated on. They anticipated him being out 12 weeks on the other. I mean, you talk about a warrior. Look at those 2 casts he's wearing.
Well, and he might be the best athlete on the team.
He came in Friday in our meeting, and he was taking that cast out. It took him 20 minutes to get that baby off.
And there's a guy who really, I mean, he's got to beat the linemen with their first moves, or else he doesn't get to the quarterback.
He had 8 sacks a year ago, even though he played with injuries then. Levens remains in at tailback. Jim Finn, number 20, is the fullback. Touchdown Giants. Shenko makes the catch. Visante Shenko, the rookie out of Morgan State, wide open, and Jesse James Palmer has his first NFL touchdown pass.
And that particular drive was helped in a large part by what the Saints did defensively by making mistakes, offsides and unnecessary roughness. Nice job of keeping your composure. Good job up front by Ian Allen, number 74, the left tackle.
They did a great job, and the one thing that Jesse Palmer did not do is supposed to be a play action. He didn't even go near Jesse.
Why bother yourself with little points like that?
Shenko gets his first touchdown as well. And the point after by Matt Bryant makes it a 3-point game. What a thrill it's got to be to get your first one. It's a 10-7 ball game in New Orleans.
Monday Night Countdown, delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Dad, Timmy hit a home run.
Great. Put the little slugger on.
Hello?
I hear you got a big hit today, Timmy.
I sure did, Grampy. I won the game.
Sure wish I could have been there.
I did too, because that's what it said on my birthday and at Christmas when my baby sister was born and on Halloween.
Is that cool or what? I know. It's incredible.
The 450 horsepower Porsche Cayenne Turbo. There is no substitute.
I got it, Coach Gruden. Hey, looks like you're a little close here. You think I could get some tickets to the game?
What do you think?
If you really want tickets to the game, just use your Visa. It's the card you know they'll take everywhere you want to be.
Here we go.
Visa, proud sponsor of the NFL.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. Porsche, there is no substitute. And Charles Schwab, there's never been a better time for Charles Schwab.
Some beautiful things to see down here. If you've ever taken a tour of the Garden District, the old homes, you know what I mean.
That's Paul's house. Thank you, Paul, for inviting us the other evening. It was very nice of you. Beverly did a wonderful job with the decorations.
The drummer didn't show.
Well, I know, but the horns were there.
Giants go 39 yards after the Brooks fumble. Lewis now from the 5. Can't get outside and is buried at the 15-yard line. Nice play by David Tyree. And now a flag as they continue to push him back and push him back. Wesley Mallard was in on the stop, and they threw the flag near him.
Well, you know, you can't come in when the whistle's blowing, the guy's standing up, and then drill him. I mean, this play was over.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness, number 51 of the kicking team. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
That's Mallard, the backup linebacker.
Wait, just look at how long it takes. Now, Mallard this has already been called. This is after he hit him, but they were just standing there. The whistle had blown. Everybody else is about to get away, and Mallard comes in and just whacks him.
And usually there's an official or two standing there when the ball's down.
Well, if the guy stopped on the 15 and you're still beating on him at the 5, you got to figure something's going to happen.
Penalty moves it out to the 31. Brooks with a lot of time, now flush. Throws on the run. Horn makes the catch at the 38-yard line. Let's go back and look at this hit.
All right. This play is basically over, and then Mallard is the guy that comes in late and actually hits his own man, Lewis, in the back. But because the hit was so late, they called him for it. You know, I'll tell you something. Who's doing a great job tonight is Victor Riley, number 68, on Michael Strahan.
Brooks with a quick out to Boo Williams, who was a wide receiver in college, now as a tight end, is up to 270.
Now he's going up. Michael Strahan, the all-pro defensive end, is going up against Victor Riley. Victor Riley is just, I mean, this is a tight end block in here on Strahan. They're going to try to get him with two guys. Victor Riley is 68, and Michael Strahan said today, this is a good offensive tackle. I'm going to have some problems getting around this guy, and so far he is.
When he's up against Walter Raspy, number 86, who he's lined up in front of right now, is also an excellent blocker.
First down, Saints from their own 45, back to Deuce. And Strahan sealed the corner, wouldn't let him outside, and there will be a loss on this play. Only 7 yards on 6 carries for Deuce McAllister.
Well, Strahan goes into the game with 14 sacks, and this guy's a great sack guy, but he can also play the run. Look at him with Raspy. He holds him up, holds the end of the line, and then makes the tackle. He's as good against the run as he is the pass.
You know, he doesn't move around like Simeon Rice, Jason Taylor, Ogunleye. He is right there at the left defensive end position. If you want him, you know exactly where to find him. And I believe he's having his best year. Even the year he had 22.5 sacks. This is his most solid year running back.
Leads all the down linemen in tackles, leads the club in sacks. McAllister out of the backfield, and they're going to mark that good enough for a first down at the 44-yard line. Mike Barrow, the middle linebacker, had the coverage.
You know why they give him the first down? Because he was never on the ground. Mike Barrow has him wrapped up, and watch what happens. Look at Deuce McAllister, number 26. He does not hit the ground. Here is a turn. His knee's not down. His rear end hits Barrow in the chest, and he gets the first down. They're making some great calls, the officials.
Oh, sure. You want a Christmas invitation, too.
McAllister this time pounds it inside the 40.
You know, I think this is a very critical series for the New Orleans Saints. Everybody knows how decimated the Giants are in the secondary on defense and all the way around on offense. Right now, they're in this ballgame. It's a 10-7 ballgame. If you don't get something going as the Saints, you just keep them and give them a little more confidence, and Jim Haslett's going to have himself a real problem in the second half with a team that now says we can win.
And it's a must-win situation. They win tonight, they're still alive for a playoff berth. If they lose, they're out of it. They shot themselves in the foot a week ago against the Buccaneers. Mistakes killed them. Brooks to Horn. Threw it back across the field. They'll mark it at the 35. If you joined us late, the Saints broke on top in a hurry. Aaron Brooks launches one, and Horn, who had inside position on Brown, made the catch for the touchdown. Then a John Carney field goal gave the Saints a quick 10-0 lead. Then Jesse Palmer threw his first touchdown pass of the year. Shanko made the catch, his first touchdown reception. And the Giants are right back in it, but the Saints driving. 3rd and inches. Quarterback keeper, first down.
Jesse Palmer has too much hair.
There's no such thing as too much hair.
Yeah, well, if you look at my head, yes, there is. And this Saints team, you're absolutely right. I'm not looking at 3 points here. They need to put 7 on the board.
I think so. I think you know they're a better football team than the Giants at this stage with all the injuries and everything. And they were so close against Tampa Bay last week. I mean, that's sort of been the story of their season. They've been so close, but haven't been able to pay it off in finish games.
McAllister, the only one in the backfield behind Brooks. They want the screen, and now Brooks. That's a smart play, because McAllister was covered, threw it at his feet because he didn't want to risk a bad play.
Michael, Aaron Brooks has improved his play more than anybody in the National Football League at the quarterback position. There, he sets up for the screen, doesn't like it, doesn't run around, doesn't make a bad throw, throws the ball away. He's taken his pass completion percentage from 53% to 58%. His touchdowns are 16, interceptions to 8. The thing that's killed him has been the fumbles. I mean, he is a legitimate Pro Bowl candidate. When you look at the NFC, this kid's got as good as numbers as anybody else.
Well, coming into this game, he had thrown 127 consecutive passes without an interception. Goes underneath here, and somehow McAllister got away from Mike Barrow, who had him dead to rights.
I want to show you something about Aaron Brooks and his awareness in the pocket. He's going to feel the pressure coming around on the outside. Now watch the pressure come from the left side. Here comes the pressure, around, around, around. Okay, he steps up and then makes the adjustment. That's a terrific job as Brandon Short comes around. He feels it, steps up. Even though he looks to his left, he steps up where he feels the soft belly of the pocket and then gets the ball. That's just really great instincts.
A little holding going on in there, isn't there?
Not a whole lot, not unless they call it.
And there's our 3rd down red line.
Play clock running down, and Michael Lewis, as a wide receiver, makes the call because he was watching the play clock, saw it get to 1, and he saved them 5 yards. 7:57 to go first half. It's a 3-point game.
ESPN Thursday Night Hockey. Bitter rivals clash in New York. Or Chris Pronger leads the Blues against the Sharks. The NHL on ESPN, made in America. Regional coverage, Islanders, Rangers, or Sharks Blues. 8 Eastern, Thursday on ESPN.
Hi, welcome to Quality Quick Printing, Copying, and Mailing Center. Some customers contribute our 25 years of success to employing the newest technologies like high-speed black and full-color digital printer copiers. Others think it's our design and digital capabilities. Still others tell me it's the quality offset printing or comprehensive bulk mailing capabilities. Actually, we've just shown you the reason for our success. It's our employees.
Time for another vehicle? It's time for Auto Choice. The deep discount, high volume, no pressure, fastest growing GM award-winning dealer in the Valley. Huge selection of new and used cars, trucks, vans, and sports utilities. All priced at Auto Choice's guaranteed lowest price every day to everyone. The prices are clearly marked on the windshield, so there's no need to haggle. So when it's time for another vehicle, it's time for Auto Choice, the smart choice. Save thousands.
Do you remember last winter with those large fuel bills? And to make matters worse, the gas company has announced a 23% increase in fuel costs. Hi, I'm Dan Shea at Wheeling Distribution Center. We can help get those fuel bills back in line with new vinyl replacement windows and steel doors. So whether you're a do-it-yourselfer or need us to help install those for you, our experienced staff can help you with the right style and colors for your home. At Wheeling Distribution Center, we're not a trade secret anymore.
Well, he's ready.
For what?
It's only a couple of weeks. Saints with a 10-7 lead here. He's ready, too.
You got your Christmas shoplifting done?
No. Not done. 3rd and 6 here for the Saints. They're already within John Carney's field goal range.
I think you have to go after Aaron Brooks. Make him get rid of it quick.
Come with a 4-man rush, and he completes the pass down to the 22-yard line.
Boy, Joe Horn.
Joe Horn's great, isn't he?
Yeah, when you look at this is experience and a guy looking at the football. This ball is high.
And it's
Joe
hot.
Horn, look at the concentration. He gets his hands together, catches the ball. Here comes Horn. He knows where the first down marker is. He's at it. He catches. Now he knows he has to go forward for 1 more yard and then down.
And you're seeing that more and more from receivers. You see it from Isaac Bruce, from Marvin Harrison. Once they catch the ball, instead of taking the unnecessary shots, they get down. I think it's just smart football.
Already 5 catches, 78 yards for Joe Horn. Brooks again. Now he scrambles. 20, 15 to the 12, protected the ball as he was drilled by Dhani Jones.
We've talked about Jesse Palmer moving around in the pocket. Here's another very decisive move by Aaron Brooks. He looks, he sees, he doesn't have it. No hesitation. He's running all the way. He's not looking to try and go and make a play with his arm. It's taken off. Now, this is where he lost the ball last week. He's got to do a better job of protecting it. I think he thinks he's a better inside runner than he really is.
12th play of this drive right here. McAllister again. Obviously, the Giants concentrating their defensive firepower on stopping Deuce McAllister, and they've done a nice job with it.
Well, what they're really doing is Cornelius Griffin and Keith Hamilton, 75 and 97. They are staying in the middle. They are not chasing Deuce McAllister. That time, that play was supposed to go off tackle. There was no room there, so McAllister came back towards the middle, and who's sitting there but Keith Hamilton?
To me, this is a perfect setup for play action if you were not in the shotgun.
Nice adjustment.
Great movement, man.
30-yard empty backfield. Brooks with time, rifles, touchdown, Saints. Joe Horn, and he pulls up the protective coating.
There's a new one.
He's got his own phone.
He hit his phone.
He had his phone stashed in the end zone.
All right, now remember, Terrell Owens, they passed a rule after the Sharpie came out, and it said you can't have anything on your body. Now, I guarantee you there's going to be a new rule after Joe Horn catches this touchdown pass that you can't have anything laying around the field to go get it, as he picked on the rookie, Frank Walker.
You don't think he found it by accident, right?
Somebody might have just left it there by accident, and he just sort of glanced at it. I think Monday morning in the commissioner's office, we're going to have a new rule regarding celebrations.
And I'll tell you right now, I don't like it. I think that does not show me sportsmanship.
Nope.
I really don't. I think that is bad.
And the officials now throw a flag. That's going to be unsportsmanlike conduct.
I'm glad.
And good for them.
I'm glad. I mean, but it's a nice, everything he does is perfect.
Number 87. The touchdown is good. The penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
You know something? He's too good a football player.
You're right.
To lower himself to antics like this.
You're absolutely right.
I mean, he's just too good a football player to try and gimmick things up. Go play football and play the game with class.
You know the reason why is because those guys on that other side of the field are playing just as hard as he is. And there's a lot of young guys. And he just beat a rookie. And he doesn't know, I mean, he really doesn't know as a rookie beat. He got a touchdown. But that's crap because he had the thing planted there before the game.
Exactly.
Wrong.
And Jim Hassel went over and talked. He's got 70 catches for 7 touchdowns. That's Pro Bowl material. The way you go and do something like that, a lot of these players are watching. That may have cost him the Pro Bowl.
You just beat a guy for a touchdown. There's no sense to continue the embarrassment. But it's 17-7 Saints.
Disciplined investing. It's not about following the crowd. At T. Rowe Price, our independent research means we're not deceived by every market ripple, and we don't chase every fad.
Over 75% of our mutual funds beat their 3, 5, and 10-year Lipper averages. We have the experience to know what works and the insight to find real opportunity. Low-cost mutual funds from T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
There's There's glory for the individuals who come together for a common goal. You tame the elusive beast of time and space, bringing together offices from every corner of the globe, working in real time, as if shoulder to shoulder. You have the new Microsoft Office system. Go team.
Okay. How many times have I told you? You accelerate at the apex through the corner.
I was.
Oh.
Live for the curves. Porsche Cayenne. There is no substitute.
The great NFL moments continue with the celebration of ESPN's 200th NFL telecast. A special Saturday night game between the Patriots and the Jets. Double coverage weekend kicks off Saturday at 8 p.m. with NFL Primetime on ESPN.
Jim Haslett talking to Joe Horn after he was assessed a 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. And obviously, Jim not happy about it.
Good for you, Jim Haslett.
Joe Horn had a phone planted under the protective padding of the goalpost, a la T.O.
I can't believe that someone, when he had the phone up by his ear, didn't drill him.
Well, you know what? The Giants are all the guys are so new, they're not sure what's going on.
Delvin Joyce is back to return the kick. He's waiting at his 14-yard line. High short kick. Joyce on the run at the 28. Delvin Joyce across the 45 to the 46-yard line. We'll bring up another point about this in a second. We're going to take a break now in a 17-7 game.
ESPN Thursday Night Hockey. Bitter rivals clash in New York. Or Chris Pronger leads the Blues against the Sharks. The NHL on ESPN, made in America. Regional coverage, Islanders, Rangers, or Sharks Blues. 8 Eastern, Thursday on ESPN.
No matter where you are, it'll pay to drive the white side.
No dealer anywhere can beat a white side deal.
Largest rebates, lowest interest, highest trade-ins, and deep, deep discounts right now.
You'll save thousands on every new and used vehicle in stock.
Choose from our giant inventory of over 800 vehicles, all priced to sell right now.
If you don't have a white side sticker on your car, you paid too much.
No matter where you are, it'll pay to drive the white side.
There for you, care for you at the health plan. We are here for you. There for you, care for you at the health plan. We are here for you.
Riding teaches responsibility, builds confidence, and can turn children into champions. The four-stroke CRFs from Honda. Every champion needs a good start.
Shop at Andrews Cycles 7 days a week. Now open Sundays through New Year's.
Back in beautiful New Orleans, where the Saints lead the Giants 17-7, courtesy of Joe Horn's penalty. The Giants start with great field position at their own 47-yard line. Tiki Barber is back in there at tailback. Now they're going to go with the end around. Now it's a double reverse and a flip back to Palmer. And Palmer down the sideline to Tyree. Tyree to the 12. Are you kidding?
You know, when you look at all this razzle-dazzle, the composure of Jesse Palmer to get the ball, get himself set, and make the throw. This is unbelievable.
And Jeremy Shockey loves it.
That's the kind of thing Jeremy Shockey does. Off, fake it to Tiki, turn it around, hand it to Tyree, then swing it on back. Terrific job by Amani Toomer just to get the ball to Jesse Palmer. And Tyree catches it and almost loses it. And now they're on the 11-yard line.
And Ashley Ambrose saved a touchdown End around again. Not this time. The Saints weren't going to be burned twice. Darren Howard, broken wrist and all. And now another flag is down at the end of this play. Remember, this sequence started with Joe Horn being penalized 15 yards for unsportsmanlike conduct. And his team has a chance at the playoffs, and stupid, self-aggrandizing acts like that can cost your team a playoff berth.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, 82 on the offense, 15-yard penalty, second down.
So can plays like that, Visanthe Shiancoe. There's Horn, who had a phone, helped by Michael Lewis, a phone planted under the upright. Maybe he's trying to get an endorsement with somebody, but he cost his team 15 yards, gave the Giants tremendous field position.
Shiancoe just took him out of field position.
Well, Shiancoe got into a shoving match before when they were down that way, and with Jonathan Sullivan this time, but he had one before, and he was lucky he didn't get the penalty called on. 2nd and 34 when Jesse Palmer played for Steve Spurrier at Florida. He didn't face many 2nd and 34s. Now the official comes in to reset the play clock.
There are no plays for 2nd and 34.
No.
There's a draw.
Sure there
There's
are.
a screen.
Sure there are.
There's a little short dump pass.
This is when a coach looks at a quarterback and says, you called something.
Palmer with time. Barber makes a one-hand catch and then is drilled by Cedric Hodge.
Tiki really didn't have much of a chance to do anything. Jesse wants to go down the field. He lays it out. Tiki does a nice job of one hand, but he just can't gain possession of the ball. And just as he does, Cedric Hodge comes in and unloads on him.
Picked up a couple on that play, so it's 3rd and 32.
That's when you go in the huddle and you say to the quarterback, son, you're young. Don't ever hang me out to dry again.
I think you take a shot at the end zone. Run 3 goes right here.
Palmer with good protection underneath to Barber. And Barber lost the ball. The Giants have it back at the 25. Tiki Barber put it on the ground again, but the Giants will at least have a shot at a field goal. And Charles Grant was the guy who chased him downfield and knocked it away.
Charles Grant does. Shiancoe is the guy that gets the ball the other end. Here goes Tiki Barber. Look at this elbow. Joe, you talked about that right elbow being out. It was out. He got hit. Shiancoe is downfield. He makes the recovery. But here's another point we talked about. Tiki Barber trying to make more out of what he has.
It is in Tiki's head right now, so badly planted.
Matt Bryant hasn't really had many opportunities this year, only 9 out of 11. This will be from 43 yards out.
And this is a new carpet in here that's a little bit grabby.
It's blocked, and the Saints are going to get a touchdown. Fred Thomas, 64 yards on the blocked field goal. It looked like Kenny Smith, number 90, was the guy who came through and got it.
Boy, when you have a makeshift offensive line, the one area where you're going to suffer will be on field goals, extra points, and punts. He comes. This is a jailbreak right up the middle. Number 90 gets the big hand up. Fred Thomas, number 22, gets the perfect bounce. You see him coming on the outside. Ball's bounced, one hop, and it's in my hands, and it's goodbye.
And this isn't on the kicker either, because Kenny Smith was through the gap and in the backfield.
Oh,
you
he
can't
didn't have
get
a
it
chance.
any higher than he got it.
So what would have been a 7-point game is now going to be a 17-point lead for New Orleans. What a turnaround.
The Giants were all the way down to the Saints' 10-yard line.
Shiancoe's penalty put them in a tough situation, 3rd and very long. He made up for part of it with a fumble recovery when Barber put it on the ground. But the block by Kenny Smith and the return by Thomas A huge play, and the Saints are now up 24-7.
Jim Fossil told Susie, told his team, hey, just go out and have fun and enjoy the game. And they were doing that up until about a minute and a half ago. And, you know, and stupid penalties get you in trouble.
Well, you know, it's funny. Talking to Michael Strahan, he also said that their plane was delayed last night. And he said, you know, with the kind of season we've had, maybe we deserve to be routed to Mobile and bus here and have to travel around. But I got to tell you, you didn't deserve that one, Michael. That one you didn't deserve. That's just inexperience in the offensive line. Too many guys that aren't good enough to play at this level trying to do a job.
That is a 10-point turnaround. Bryant's field goal would have cut it down to a one-possession game. And now it's a 17-point lead, and they are already partying in New Orleans, as this team must win to keep its playoff hopes alive. And the Giants, who have lost 5 straight, are now on their way to a possible 6th consecutive defeat.
Must be raining in here, huh?
Delvin Joyce, the deep man, takes it on the hop at the goal line and goes down at the 11.
Shining star for you to see.
We asked you earlier who should be the starting quarterbacks in the Pro Bowl. Donovan McNabb, I guess not overrated anymore, 44.4%. Easily wins the poll in the NFC. And in the AFC, Peyton Manning, look at this, 46.2%. Steve McNair finishes second. And our selection show Thursday at 7.
Joe, any one of those 5 in the AFC?
As well, we got Tom Brady on. We have Tom Brady on Saturday night and Peyton Manning on Sunday, so we get to see potential Pro Bowlers on both days of the weekend.
Levens gets outside, pushed out of bounds to the 17-yard line. Levens seeing a lot of action tonight. Is that in response to Tiki Barber's fumbles, or is that just a rotation?
I just think it's a rotation that Jim Fossil has put in. Obviously, there's a concern, but we saw Dorsey Levens on the last series quite a bit as well. You got to give Jim Fossil a lot of credit. These guys have not quit. I mean, they're young, they're inexperienced. I mean, he's done everything he can to keep their spirits up, and they're playing hard. They're just not good enough.
Palmer under pressure, and down he goes at the 13. The sack from behind by Charles Grant, his 8th of the year. That's a career high.
I'll tell you what, this is just hustle. Here comes Grant on the outside.
That's Jeff Hatch.
That's Hatch trying to block him. But look at this. Once he gets by Hatch, it's a direct line to the quarterback. There's no place for Palmer to go.
One of the problems the Giants have had, they've lost so many offensive linemen in the last 3 years, and Jim McNally, their offensive line coach, has done a great job just putting guys together to put a team out there. But eventually, if you lose enough bodies inside, guys who are now starters on other teams, you're going to have a major problem, and right now the Giants do. We have reached the 2-minute warning in New Orleans. Saints up by 17.
Is that cool or what? I know. It's incredible.
The 450 horsepower Porsche Cayenne Turbo. There is no substitute.
Philips digital widescreen TV. Life should be so real. Donovan McNabb and his mom are coming to your home.
Hey, what's going on, Ben? Come on in. Where's the kitchen? Back here.
And they're bringing dinner.
Can't believe these guys.
Campbell's Chunky Chicken Corn Chowder. Now heartier with even more chicken. Sure beats another frozen dinner.
One game before you go. I'm McNabb.
No, I'm McNabb.
Come on, Donovan. I'm always McNabb.
I am McNabb.
Boys, play nice. I'm McNabb. It's my house. I'm McNabb.
I'm McNabb.
I'm McNabb.
Have chunky soup for dinner. Make it Campbell's instead. With the offense on the field, Lynch was left free to browse potential outfits for next week's game.
Get whatever's on the field by calling 877-NFL-SHOP for your free team catalog.
Saints with a 24-7 lead. A lot of people say it's already over as far as Jim Fossil's future in New York. Make no mistake about it, this guy is an outstanding football coach. One of the things that it was a problem is that he was a master of pulling rabbits out of hats. And people started to wonder how many more rabbits he had, how many more miracles he could pull off to get this team back in the playoffs. And they did not play well at the start of the season before all of their injury problems happened, and I think that's what started the slide.
You know, I'm gonna use a Brett Favre line. It is what it is, and that's just the way Fossil looks at it. He said, I have no control over what they're going to do and what's going to happen, but when you talk to him, Joe, you got to believe he thinks he's out.
We just showed a picture of Jeremy Shockey. I think when they lost Shockey, they lost the fire plug for this football team. He's the ignition for a lot of things on this ball club.
Palmer with the out. This one's incomplete. Right in the hands of Amani Toomer. He couldn't hold it.
You know,
just look at the injury list for this ball club. These are the starters who are out of the lineup. I mean, Bill Belichick can, but he's about the only person in the last 10 years that could survive all those injuries. But this is impossible for the Giants.
The whole secondary is on injury reserve.
Also, you know, in New England, Bill's done a magnificent job up there, but having Tom Brady stay healthy, I think, is a big key, too.
3rd and 3. Palmer under pressure, and Barber can't make the catch. Up at the 36, they'll have to punt.
I mean, you know, when we're talking to Jim Fossil, and I really like the guy, and I like him as a coach, and I like what he's done. And there's Jeremy Shockey we were just looking at. But Jim Fossil, you know, when you pick a team like the Giants, and they were supposed to win their division and be so good, and then you lose all these people, he's not making an excuse, and you can't make an excuse for him, except that when you look at his roster, you don't know anybody. You really don't know anybody.
Fiegels will kick. Put some pressure on. He got it out of there. Lewis waves everybody away. Takes the Giants bounce and out of bounds to 26. Let's go to Susie.
You know, this is another tough one for the Giants to take. I asked middle linebacker Michael Barrow before the game, what are you playing for? He said, it's like if the doctor told you you had 3 months to live, you could either die that day or you could make those 3 months the best you've ever lived. And he said it's people who have that attitude wind up extending their life. And he told me a great story. He said in 1991, he was playing for the national championship here at the Superdome, and his Hurricanes were being crushed by Alabama. But he played hard that whole game. And when Buddy Ryan drafted him, he told him he watched film of that game, and he watched him play hard, even though they were out of it. And Michael said he knows that whoever the new coach is here, he'll look at the last 3 games of this season, and whoever plays hard will be the guys that will be playing for the Giants.
And Susie, those are the guys that you really love, the ones that are going to play hard under any circumstances. They have so much personal pride. They have so much pride in their teammates, and they realize they're getting a paycheck for it, and they owe that kind of effort.
You know, the one thing about this football team and every football team, and especially at the end of the year, when you have nothing to play for, you really, except for yourself, your team, and you can't let them down. Because the one thing that Michael Strahan said to us was this: after every single game, you have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, did I give 100%? And if did I do what I was supposed to do? And if you don't, you're the only guy that can answer that question.
It's like it's your job. It's what you do. It's your chosen profession. If you're winning, that's great. If you're not winning, it doesn't matter. You still have a job to do, and you're asked to do it to the best of your ability.
Isn't that why character sometimes is more important than talent?
I think character's number one when it comes to picking people. I think today in football, it's character, intelligence, and ability in that order.
2nd and 8, Aaron Brooks out of the shotgun. Strahan had him by the ankles. He throws incomplete. Coming up at the half, the Toyota halftime show with Chris Berman, the fastest 3 minutes, Boomer's halftime heroes, and playoff positioning. The Saints still alive, and now with a 17-point lead. That's all coming up on the Toyota halftime show.
Everybody in the NFC. Carolina won. Green Bay won. Tampa Bay won. Carolina locked up the division. Congratulations to John Fox and the Carolina Panthers. What a job he's done. And Jake Delhomme, the former Saint quarterback in that ball club.
Green Bay got right back in it because of Minnesota's loss and their win. Brooks rifles this one, complete to Stallworth at the 39.
I just think Dante Stallworth is positioning himself for a breakout year next year. Missed a lot of time because of injuries, but they need his speed and his playmaking ability on the field. Great break. Doesn't really tip it when he's coming out, and has the blistering speed that this offense needs. This offense is built on big plays, and it just hasn't had enough of them through the course of the year.
The Saints with a win tonight would be 7-7. Stallworth with a couple of injuries tonight. And when you talk to Jim Haslett, he is just effusive in his praise about this guy's ability. And now Boo Williams will make a catch down to the 37-yard line. Huge tight end at 270. That was a gain of 27.
You want to see but you want to see a throw. You're going to get a chance to look at a throw. This is as well as I've seen Aaron Brooks play. This is from Skycam. Now there goes Boo Williams down the middle. Look at that. Great anticipation. What an excellent job. He clears the linebacker, Dhani Jones, and puts it right where Boo can make the play. I was talking to Mickey Loomis, the GM of the Saints, and he said, boy, Boo has been a guy that has made a big difference for us. I mean, when you think about it, Joe Horn, Dante Stallworth, Boo Williams, got some Deuce McAllister. Who? Oh, I'm sorry.
Boo Williams.
You okay?
Want to screen this time to Deuce.
I know you got to get out of bounds, Deuce. You have no timeouts, and the clock is running. You already burnt one ball.
I think what you do is take a shot in the end zone this time.
Under 20. Brooks to the sideline. Williams gets out of bounds to 31. And now here comes the field goal team.
John Carney, the field goal kicker, has struggled. He's missed 4 of his last 5. Now this is new turf that's been put down. This is Astro Play turf. It's a little bit like grass. It's got the Roundup tires in it. But John Carney has struggled a little bit. He came out on Wednesday and Thursday to work on practicing. I'm just giving you some background information.
Roundup tires?
Yeah, they're Roundup rubber tires. That's what they're used for. Throw it out here.
Carney from 49. Hooking, but not enough.
See, information like that is important.
5 seconds to go in the half. We mentioned the playoff positioning that we'll update you on the halftime show. Here are the division leaders. The top 2 have home field advantage. Philadelphia playing tomorrow night could tie St. Louis for the #1 spot at 11-3. Carolina and Minnesota are the other division leaders. Then the next 2 best records get the wild card. Dallas and Green Bay right now, because Green Bay with the edge over Seattle and possible tiebreakers. Tampa Bay, New Orleans still alive, and the Saints must win tonight to stay alive.
And Seattle has 1 more game at home, and they've got 1 more on the road, and they just have not been able to win anything on the road.
No, those road games have not been very kind. A blocked field goal that resulted in a touchdown. The big play. The Saints lead at 24-7 at the half. Now let's join Chris Berman.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. While you guys take a break, we're hard at work kind of deciphering the playoff picture. It's odd that with 2 weeks to go that we had an opportunity, as it turned out, to have half of the 12 teams in place, some division titles on the line, and some teams who were supposed to win at lesser foes didn't do that and opened the door. Here we go with our fastest 3 minutes. The big game of the day, Seattle at St. Louis. Seattle can't win on the road. You just heard them talk about it. St. Louis undefeated at home. Mark Bolger, 18 yards to Isaac Bruce. To Torrey Holt with a circus catch. The Rams win 27-22. They clinch the NFC West. Meanwhile, Kansas City Embarrassed last week at Denver, did some embarrassing themselves. Priest Holmes now has 22 rushing touchdowns on the season, third best ever. Detroit now has 23 straight road losses, tying the early 80s Oilers for futility. Chiefs, Dick Vermeil win the AFC West 45-17. New England's now won 10 in a row. Troy Brown's back. Banner it out. Touchdown from Tom Brady. New England beats Jacksonville 27-13. Indianapolis all over Michael Vick. The defense came as the fumble recovered by Colts. Peyton Manning threw 5 touchdown passes. Here's Marvin Harrison, 38-7. Indy is in. Tennessee and Buffalo. Guys have had an interesting history. Billy Volek, first career start. Justin McCarron takes the Titans from behind in the lead. Drew Bledsoe to Mark Campbell. Drew the Bills to within 2 in the final minute. But Bledsoe on a rollout. And Bobby Shaw almost makes the catch, but the two-point conversion no good. Tennessee wins 28-26. Carolina's John Casey at the foot. Good from 49 yards out to win at Arizona 20-17. John Fox and company win the NFC South. San Francisco and Cincinnati. Most points of the day. John Kitna, Chad Johnson. Read the sign. We're at home. We've won 5 in a row at home. Now the Bengals back in the winning ways. 41-38. Surprise. Rick Meyer to Jerry Rice. Oakland shocks Baltimore 20-12. Surprise. Even though Dante Kovac. It's Randy Moss to start a comeback. It was a surprise in Chicago as the rookie Charles Tillman makes one of the fine interceptions all year. The Bears beat the Vikes 13-10. Meanwhile, Packers tie the Vikes first in the Norris division. Brett Favre, Robert Ferguson, they outdistanced the Chargers 38-21. And the Dallas Cowboys. Tim Hasselbeck was once Bill Parcells' ball boy when Parcells coached the Giants. 4 picks, 3 by Terrence Newman. Dallas beats the Skins 27-0. Dallas has 9 wins. They are open the door towards the playoffs. Jason Elam, 36-yard field goal, final seconds. Denver ties Cleveland 20-all in overtime. Elam again. Broncos stay in the hunt. They win their night, winning 23-20. Tampa Bay's Thomas Jones, a touchdown. The defending champs have won 2 straight for the first time all year. They're 7-7, beat the Texans 16-3. And in the snow, dashing through the snow, where were the hash marks? Curtis Martin was the hero as the Jets kicked 2 field goals, 9 straight 1,000-yard rushing seasons for Curtis, my favorite, Martin. More on that in a moment. Jets beat the Steelers 6-0. We know that these 6 are in. Patriots already won their division. Dick Vermeil joins Chuck Knox and Bill Parcells as the only coach to win division titles with 3 different teams. Colts are in, can wrap up their division soon, they hope. Rams won their division. Eagles play on Monday night. Panthers won their division. 6 in, 6 spots left. We'll be back with Halftime Heroes.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Get the feeling.
When we return, like tonight, some gentlemen making their first starts at quarterback, and a gentleman who's been classed for 9 years. Some of our halftime heroes.
My cousin told me about a Class 5 this way.
We're gonna take a Class 5 Rapids.
Bring it on!
All right.
Let's do it. If we take a Class 3 and a Class 2, that's like taking a Class 5, right?
I'm pretty sure you're right.
Yeah.
It'll get you there. The rest is up to you. The largest, most powerful forerunner yet.
Welcome back to the Toyota Halftime Show with your host, Chris Berman.
There's the score at the half. The Saints all over the Giants, 24-7. We've enjoyed this new segment this year, Halftime Heroes, but like last Sunday, we certainly have to keep things in perspective. Last Sunday, we talked about December 7th and Pearl Harbor Day and those vets from World War II. On this Sunday, we all woke up for the joyous news that the men and women of the coalition forces had captured Saddam Hussein in Iraq. We salute them, obviously, for all the missions that they tried and now finally succeeded. They are really our heroes. In football context, you're watching Jesse Palmer, thus far not so good, get a start, his first career start in the NFL. How about being a young man and say, boy, I want to start at quarterback in the NFL, and this is my first chance. So they headline our halftime heroes from the gridiron. Rex Grossman, the #1 pick rookie from Florida, making his first career start with the Chicago Bears at home. The Bears have all of a sudden won 5 of their last 6 at home. His numbers weren't great, but no turnovers by the Bears, and they shot the Vikes 13-10. Billy Volek has probably practiced more than any second-string quarterback because Steve McNair always hurt, but still always a gamer. This time, a rarity, McNair couldn't go. Volek went 26 of 41, rallied the Titans with a pivotal win over the Buffalo Bills as the Titans now edge toward their 4th playoff berth in the last 5 years. And Josh McCown, second-year man from Sam Houston State. McCown was game, ran well as Arizona made Carolina sweat. But in the end, it was tears of McCown. There was no miracle as Carolina bested Arizona at the gun, but McCown acquitted himself well. Acquitting himself so well for 9 years. With class, he's now the 11th leading rusher in football. Curtis, my favorite Martin, passing John Riggins, and he joins Barry Sanders as the only man that began their career with 9,000-yard seasons. And now, Martin, with 9 in a row, is the 3rd longest streak to start or end or be in the middle of your career. Emmett with 11. Emmett scored today, by the way. Barry Sanders with 10. And Martin now passes Thermal Thomas with 9. Thus far, it's all Saints. Aaron Brooks, Joe Little Bighorn, Saints. 24. Cuban, 7. Baseball news and more when we return at the half.
Monday Night Countdown delivered by UPS, 7:30 Eastern on ESPN.
Rock! Yeah, we're gonna take the rock! Right, the rock.
Whew. The Rock. Yeah, The Rock. What do you say we go warm up on that rock over there?
Yeah, the rock.
It'll get you there. The rest is up to you. The largest, most powerful forerunner yet.
Let me tell you about the number 7. It's a card you fold in poker. Snow White had 7 dwarves because the guy who wrote it got sick of coming up with names. But that was before the playoffs, before the drive, before the comeback kid won back-to-back championships in old age. Now 7 makes people sleep better at night. 7's bigger than a city that's a mile high. That's how important the playoffs are. Before they showed up, 7 was just 13 minus 6. But now 7 is 7.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Get the feeling.
The voting will happen early in the week. You'll see who the starters are for the Pro Bowl 2004 this Thursday, special edition of NFL Live at 7 Eastern, 4 on the West Coast. That's 2 in Hawaii, where, of course, they will play the game. Baseball news. Miguel Tejada they come, Tejada they fall. The MVP of the American League a year ago is now a member of the Baltimore Orioles. They got a pretty good tradition at shortstop. Cal Ripken, 6 years, $72 million. And the Orioles say they're not done. They're looking at Vladimir Guerrero. They're looking at either Pudge Rodriguez or Javi Lopez to catch. Red Sox busy. Yankee making moves plus and minus. Now the Orioles with Lee Mazzilli as manager right in the fray in the torrid AL East. We've got a second half of football coming up as the Saints lead the Giants 24-7. But Jesse Palmer, we couldn't leave him out in his first career start. There's his touchdown pass. Will he have more up his sleeve?
with us for the Giants and the Patriots on ESPN.
16 years and 200 games. From spectacular to controversial to exhilarating.
Are you kidding?
The great NFL moments continue with a celebration of ESPN's 200th NFL telecast. In a special Saturday night game between the Patriots and the Jets, double coverage weekend kicks off Saturday at 8 p.m. with NFL Primetime on ESPN.
Hi, Dean once again from Express Gutters, the area's seamless gutter experts. You know, winter is the most important time to have strong gutters on your home or business, and we install seamless gutters 12 months a year. That's right, no more icy patches to worry about because we install gutters year-round. Call now to eliminate your gutter problems before they become real problems this winter. They make great stocking stuffers. And happy holidays from everyone at Express Gutters.
What's the best part about West Texas Roadhouse?
I like the food. I like the fun atmosphere. You can be yourself and have a good time.
I like the rum.
Portions are huge. Steve gives you a lot of food.
Come in. Steve and Tom will take care of that Texas-size appetite.
Oh, they're huge. Definitely one of the best meals that we've had in a while.
Because it's good food and it's a lot of fun.
The Roadhouse, it's an out-of-sider place. It's devastating.
Each year, as we gather to celebrate our most cherished holidays, food is always the center of attention. So this year, as our families come together reflecting on the past, savor those special moments as we look toward the future and inhale the sweet aroma of things to come. Give your family the best. From the Respect family to yours, happy holidays.
Welcome back to New Orleans, where Aaron Brooks has hooked up with Joe Horn a couple of times. This one for 50 yards, and then Kenny Smith with a huge block of a field goal that would have made it a 7-point game. Fred Thomas with a big return for the touchdown, and the New Orleans Saints are on top, 24-7 in this ball game. Welcome back to the Superdome in New Orleans. 30 minutes of football to go. Saints still alive for the playoffs. Virtually have to win out to have any chance, but it starts tonight, Joe, and first half not bad.
I think it is. I think where the Saints are, they're playing very good football. They've had a couple plays in the last couple games that have gotten away from them, but I think Aaron Brooks has played as fine as I've seen him play a half of football. He just has to do it in the second half, which have been problems.
And the offense tried to get the defense in trouble, but the defense got themselves out of it. So I think their defense is playing very well, and they know they're hanging by a thread, but they also know they must win this football game.
And you just wonder if the Giants have the firepower to overcome this big a deficit. Joyce on the return. Collision up to the 28-yard line. Moments ago, Susie had a chance to talk to Jim Haslett.
Jim, after Joe Horn's second touchdown catch, he reached under the goalpost padding and pulled out a cell phone. What was your reaction?
That's uncalled for. We don't do that here. And I told Joe about it. And, you know, obviously he'll be fine for it. And I think he should be fine for it.
Thanks, Coach.
You know, I don't know if it's permissible under the rule, but how about for stuff like this, a $100,000 fine, that would take care of any endorsements they get for whatever product they're showing.
And I know the NFL Players Association is going to jump in and say it's too much, but who cares? Levy the fine and let them go fight it out. I totally agree with you, Mike. I think you've got to set a number where guys are going to start to, if they don't want to act like class, they're going to have to at least think about it.
Yeah, at least force it on them.
Like I said, the thing that's discouraging and disappointing to me is Joe Horn is a much better, classier football player than the act that we saw him commit.
Agreed.
I mean, he's just so much better than that.
And just
the last 3 years he's gone to the Pro Bowl. I mean, wow.
Just because you're on Sunday night, you don't have to show up
Tiki
something
Barber
like that.
cuts outside, gets through the 40. That will be a first down. The previous play was the completion to Shanko.
You know, we were talking about the Saints and how important this game is to them. And then you think about Jesse Palmer. If there is going to be a new coach in New York, Jesse Palmer's really playing for an opportunity to be a part of that football team and getting some playing experience so that if he does get a chance to start, like a Jake Delhomme moving from New Orleans to Carolina and having an opportunity to lead a football team, showing his ability.
And people certainly haven't seen much of him. He had thrown only 4 passes in his 3-year career before last week. Flag is down as Tiki Barber reaches the 41.
Offside defense.
Offside, number 93 of the defense. 5-yard penalty, still first
That's
down.
Darren Howard.
We're talking about Jesse Palmer and the way he is playing tonight. I think he's done a very nice job in the pocket. Excellent awareness of where the rush is coming. Very different than last week against the Redskins when he got sacked 5 times. Just moving around, sliding, finding the outlet receivers, and then doing a nice job keeping his feet active. He's very athletic at the position. Everybody says he's a sit-in-the-pocket type of quarterback. Well, he proved tonight that he's really not, and he's done a nice job of spreading the ball around to different receivers.
Palmer, who started 14 games in college, played in 27 for Steve Spurrier. Part of that rotation down there. Now Victor Green checks into the secondary as Jake Bellamy limped off for New Orleans. Palmer quickly gets it out to Amani Toomer, taken down by Derek Rogers. Here's Susie.
Well, you mentioned Jesse Palmer playing for Steve Spurrier. He said that Spurrier has been the most powerful influence over him playing quarterback. And not just on the field, away from the field as well. He said Spurrier, everyone knows, is a perfectionist. He instills that in his players on and off the field. And Jesse said that in the end, it made him a more confident person away from football as well.
And this is really his opportunity for the injury to Kerry Collins. And he's much more comfortable looking this week than he was a week ago. And that one's intended for David Tyree. Now just think of all the receivers that they are down. Ike Hilliard is out. Ron Dixon suffered a knee injury. They put Tim Carter on IR this week. And Jeremy Shockey is out.
And you've got Tyree as a rookie out of Syracuse. You've got to know that they have had very little work in this offense. They're usually running the scout team. Jeremy Shockey still leads the NFL, I think, in receptions for a tight end, certainly with yards. You look at the fact that, he wants to go to the Pro Bowl. He thinks he can be ready to go to the Pro Bowl or play in the last game of the season.
Ike Hilliard into the night, unable to play, and this time they get to Jesse Palmer back at the 49-yard line.
And that's Darren Howard again, number 93. He may have 2 bad hands, but he knows what he's doing to get back to the quarterback. On the top side of the screen, now Jesse Palmer is standing and standing. You can only block so long, and I'm not saying that Allen did a bad job, but he really didn't do a bad job.
I think that quarterback goes on Jesse Palmer's shoulders, not Ian Allen's.
The third sack for the Saints, the first for Howard. 3rd and 14.
Look out.
Under pressure. Nice move by Willie Ponder, who is the 3rd wide receiver, another rookie out of Southeast Missouri State.
What does Jim Fossel want to do here? I mean, at this point of the season, do you go for it? I think he does. I don't think he punts. It's too far for a field goal. There's really no sense in punting it. I don't think there's much at stake.
Well, think about what happened the last time they tried a field goal.
Yeah.
So it's 4th and 5, and the Giants offense stays on the field. Trips to the right. Blitz coming. Incomplete. Intended for Toomer. And knocked away by Fakir Brown. The Saints will take over on downs, leading 24-7.
Remember how great the last day of school was? That's what getting away on a Southwest Airlines Fun Fair feels like. They're everyday low fares to your favorite vacation spots that start at just $49.
You are now free to move about the country.
What were we thinking about when we gave the Kia Sedona a powerful standard engine? What were we thinking about when we gave it such a great warranty and priced it thousands less than our competitors? What were we thinking about when we designed it to get the government's highest safety rating? What were we thinking? We were thinking about Scotty, Nanny, Poppy, Uncle Larry, Derek, Eric, Dad, and Mr. Mophead. the always family-friendly Kia Sedona. Get remaining 2003 Sedonas from $17,615 after $3,000 cash back. Hurry, offer ends soon.
It's not your job.
It's not your accent.
Not your clothes.
It's not your car.
It's not your lipstick.
It's not your
Friends.
It's not your shoes.
It's not your laugh. It's not your hair.
It's your watch.
You can tell more about a person by the watch they wear than anything else. Seiko Kinetic, powered by the movement of your body.
Available at Macy's.
This telecast is copyrighted by the NFL for the private use of our audience. Any other use of this telecast or of any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the NFL's consent is prohibited.
ESPN Sunday Night Football, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Friendly nonstop service all across the country. Southwest Airlines, a symbol of freedom. And Kia Motors. Kia, make every mile count.
Little New Orleans cuisine. Now, I don't mind when Paul starts licking his fingers, but when he starts licking Joe's fingers, I get really freaked out.
Michael, that's Pascal's Benelli. I mean, the greatest barbecue shrimp the world has ever known. And that is good. Boy,
I just heard your American Express bill being torn.
Well, I know, but I only have 6 fingers left.
That's okay. I'm going to Clancy's again anyway. So now we're